Kakadosh Boker Tov, Shavua Tov. We're going to be doing now the Hilchot of Purim for the next few days. We wanted to speak first about Mishloah Manot. A person is obligated on the day of Purim to send 2 manot, right? It says 2 different types of foods or different types of, we're going to speak, whether it's going to be of basar or of other things. Mishloach Manot, ish l'reu, one to another person. Just like it says, Mishloach Manot, ish l'reu. Now the reason why was, remember, Mishloach Manot is 2 different food items to one person, because it says ish l'reu, one person, one man to his friend. Matanot levyonim is plural. Matanot plural, levyonim plural. So if it's 2 different food items to 2 different poor people, so that's the difference between Mishloach Manot and Matanot levyonim. The reason for this is, it says, because once a person comes and they're going to send to his friend such a present, he's going to show this appreciation and this love, and therefore it's actually going to place within us harmony, right, and love. And therefore he comes, the entire purpose of the Torah is in order larbot shalom ben adam lechavero, in an order that we should be able to come and to have a lot of harmony. Remember, the time of Purim, right, is the time of that we're supposed to be marbeh, right? We're supposed to actually have much more of this love between everybody, and that's very, very, very important. Even though usually when that happens, the Yetzer Hara actually becomes even bigger, and then that's when also strife happens, because once we're trying to focus so much on the love, so therefore that's what happens. There's another reason also brought down, and the other reason which is brought down is in order that since people, they were embarrassed in order to collect tzedakah, and they needed to be mekayim the seudah of Purim. So therefore, what happened was, in order for them to receive it derech kavod, because it says Mishloach Manot ish l'reu, so therefore they would all come and have what's called the simcha. So they would send food to each other. Now, obviously, there's a lot of differences between the 2 different opinions. If it's to show love between them, so for example, if I already know that you love whether it's going to be sweet, you got a sweet tooth. So you love whether it's going to be desserts and candies and all these things. So therefore, the lechatchila, I should come and bring you a whole basket full of candies. Why? Because at the end of the day, this is what you love, and then you know that that's what you love, and I'm giving it to you, so I show the appreciation, and therefore this is what I'm going to give you. However, though, if it's going to be because of the reason of Seudat Purim, what does it help me now, the dessert, if you didn't give me the main course, right? If you didn't give me anything to actually eat. So therefore, it all depends on the reasoning. There is going to be a difference, right? Usually we try to suspect for both opinions. Another important one, right, is going to be, can I give it anonymously? Why? If the entire purpose was in order that you should have Seudat Purim, so I could give it to you anonymously, and I would say the Chovah Mitzvah. Why? I gave you a big, whether it's going to be food and all this, everything that, Kiyad Melech, everything beautiful. Okay, so that's it. I gave it to you. I was Yitzhak Chovah. You don't need to know who does it come from. At the end of the day, right, I gave you, and I was Yitzhak Chovah, the mitzvah, Mishloach Manot. But if you're going to tell me that the entire purpose is in order that we should have this brotherly love between us, so anonymously doesn't help. Because at the end of the day, if he doesn't know who it was coming from, so the entire main purpose was out down the drain. Because it's supposed to be that we should have harmony between us. Here there's no harmony. He's going to have harmony to anonymous. Who's anonymous? Who knows? Whoever it is. So that doesn't help. So therefore, there's actually, if I remember correctly, when we learned this biyun, I think there was like 5 or 6 differences, right, of the ramifications of what is the true reason behind the Mishloach Manot, and this is going to be very, very important. The mitzvah Mishloach Manot is only during the day of Purim, not during the night of Purim. So it's very important to remember that, because everything should be really done during the day. The only thing which is done during the nighttime is that you read the Megillah. Other than that, Seudat Purim has to be done during the day. You're not Yitzhak Chovah Seudat Purim during the nighttime. It's a mitzvah to have a little bit more food on the nighttime, which anyway you're going to have, because it's after a ta'anit, but it's not the Seudah. Seudat Purim has to be during the day. Matanot levyonim has to be during the day. Mishloach Manot during the day. So therefore, all these things, a person should be careful. It is permitted, though, that, for example, let's say you have some 60, 40, whatever it is, amount of Mishloach Manot. So, and you already know that during the day of the Purim, you're not going to have time to deliver all of them. So you are permitted to give, right, during the nighttime, as long as you know that those are not the ones that you're really doing for the mitzvah Mishloach Manot, that you're just doing it, let's say to the Chovah, to be to the Chovah for the giving out the Mishloach Manot, but really the real mitzvah Mishloach Manot has to be done during the day. And somebody that's going to send it in a far off place, and he knows that his friend will receive it on Purim, or even if he's going to receive it before Purim, but he's going to eat it on Purim, he's going to be Tzedek Chovah. He will fulfill his obligation. And the same halacha would apply if he's going to send it before Purim in order, like on condition, that he will only be Zochenet on Purim, he's also going to be Tzedek Chovah. However, though, he says, if they came only after Purim, right, so then it's not Tzedek Chovah. So for example, I'm going to send it, and I want it to go to wherever it is. I send it in the mail, and by the time it gets there, right, or in a package, and by the time it gets there, so even if it's going to get there before Purim, as long as I tell them that they're not going to be zocheh, they're not going to acquire it until Purim, I'm in Tzedek Chovah. But if it came the day after Purim, Shusham Purim, let's say it arrives there this Friday, I'm not going to be Tzedek Chovah, the mitzvah of the Mishloach Manot. Okay? Now, women are also obligated in Mishloach Manot, and they should send to their friends. A woman that she's married is not Tzedek Chovah the Mishloach Manot of her husband. So she also has to come and send Mishloach Manot, right? And however, though, the husband could come and make her joint, right, in the Mishloach Manot, and therefore she should send to do. Usually that's what they do, that each one sends to their friends. So therefore by doing that, they're going to be Tzedek Chovah. It is better that a man should not send to a woman and a woman should not send to a man, especially that if it come that they're going to send to an almanah, to a widow, so then what happens is it comes to a safek kiddushin. So therefore it's better that a man should send to a man and a woman to a woman, or sometimes you send it to a family. Right, if you're sending it to the family, so then it's much less of a problem because you're not sending it to an individual, it's the entire family as a whole. So that's also very, very, very important. And also children which are going to be in your household from the age of 13 and up for boys and for 12 and up for girls, they're also obligated to Mishloach Manot. And even Ktanim, which are Magiyo Lechinuch, also have this mitzvah. So therefore, once you have a child that is already at the Chinuch age, so he has a mitzvah of doing Mishloach Manot as well. So these are just a few of the halachot, Amlina, that we continue throughout the week.